Picture this for a moment. You're a talented actor brimming with dreams living in the vibrant heart of Rio de Janeiro. The phone rings. It's the chance of a lifetime, a role in a Globo soap opera. You'd pay anything to secure that bright future. But what if that promise is a deadly trap? What if behind the glamour of the cameras lurks a betrayal that ends in eternal silence? Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Real Stories That Shock. Today we dive deep into a tale that shook Brazil in 2023, the case of actor Jeff Machado. This isn't just a story of ambition and deceit. It's a profound reminder of how fragile trust can be in the pursuit of dreams. Jeff wasn't merely a face on TV. He was a devoted son, a passionate animal lover, and an artist whose kindness touched everyone around him. We'll unravel this plot slowly and carefully, step by step, always with the utmost respect for his memory and the enduring pain of his family. Brace yourselves, because what follows is a somber journey into how evil can hide behind the mask of opportunity and friendship. To truly understand the tragedy, let's start by painting a fuller picture of who Jeff Machado was. Born Jefferson Machado da Costa in the southern state of Santa Catarina, Jeff grew up in a close-knit family where values like hard work and compassion were instilled early on. From a young age, he showed a flair for the dramatic, perhaps performing skits for his relatives at holiday gatherings or mimicking characters from his favorite shows. His mother, Dona Maria das Dores, often recalls how his infectious energy lit up their home, even during tough times. As a young adult, Jeff made the bold move to Rio de Janeiro, the epicenter of Brazil's entertainment industry. It wasn't easy. The city is a whirlwind of auditions, rejections, and fleeting opportunities. But Jeff persevered. He took acting classes, networked at industry events, and landed small roles that built his confidence. His breakthrough came with the soap opera Rice on Record TV, where he portrayed characters with depth and authenticity. At 44 years old, standing with a charismatic presence and weighing about 74 pounds, Jeff had a look that blended approachability with star quality. Dark hair, a warm smile, and eyes that conveyed emotion effortlessly. Beyond the screen, Jeff's life was rich with personal passions. He was deeply committed to animal welfare, adopting not one or two but 8 setters, whom he treated like his own children. Imagine him on sunny afternoons, strolling along Copacabana beach with his pack, laughing as they chased waves or played fetch. He volunteered at local shelters, organizing adoption drives and using his growing fame to raise awareness about stray animals. Friends say he had a gentle soul. He'd stop to help a lost dog on the street or donate to causes without seeking recognition. His home in Rio was a sanctuary, not just for him but for his furry family, filled with toys, beds, and endless affection. Jeff's relationship with his family remained his anchor. Despite the distance from Santa Catarina, he called his mother regularly, sharing updates on his career and life. Dona Maria cherished those conversations where Jeff's optimism shone through. "One day, Mom, I'll make it big," he might have said, his voice carrying the weight of his aspirations. Little did anyone know that his pursuit of that big break would lead to unimaginable heartbreak. Enter the shadowy figure of Bruno de Souza Rodrigues. Bruno presented himself as a connected producer, someone who could open doors in the cutthroat world of Brazilian television. He approached Jeff, perhaps at a networking event or through mutual contacts, with an offer that sounded like a dream come true, a guaranteed role in an upcoming Globo soap opera. Globo, for those unfamiliar, is the pinnacle for actors in Brazil, home to massive hits watched by millions. Jeff, eager and trusting, saw this as his ticket to stardom. We can envision the excitement building. Maybe Jeff met Bruno for coffee at a seaside cafe, the ocean breeze carrying whispers of possibility. Bruno spun tales of industry insiders, promising auditions and contracts. To make it official, he asked for an investment around $20,000, roughly equivalent to several months' worth of savings for Jeff. It wasn't uncommon in the industry for actors to pay for headshots or workshops, so Jeff handed over the money, perhaps after careful consideration and a hopeful call to his mother. This could change everything, he likely thought, his heart racing with anticipation. But dreams can shatter quietly at first. On January 23, 2023, Jeff had his last genuine contact with his family. After that, the world went eerily silent, or rather strangely altered. Dona Maria began receiving text messages from Jeff's phone, but they didn't sound like him at all. The language was clumsy, full of spelling errors in Portuguese, uncharacteristic for someone as articulate as Jeff. The texts claimed he was in São Paulo on a work trip, that his phone had accidentally fallen into the toilet, limiting him to messaging only. It seemed like a plausible excuse, the kind of mishap that happens to anyone. Yet a mother's intuition is a powerful force. Donna Maria grew uneasy. She tried video calls, yearning to see her son's face and confirm he was okay. Each time the response was evasion. Can't talk now. Busy with meetings. The family, now gripped by mounting worry, discussed it endlessly, perhaps over late-night phone calls, piecing together timelines and oddities. Days stretched into a fog of anxiety, with no real updates. Then the clue that shattered any remaining doubt. Jeff's beloved dogs. These animals were his everything. He documented their adventures on social media, shared stories of their antics, and ensured they had the best care. At the end of January, an animal protection NGO contacted the family with devastating news. The 8 setters had been discovered abandoned across different neighborhoods in Rio's West Zone. Some were found wandering streets, thin and disoriented from exposure. Heartbreakingly, one of them didn't survive the ordeal, succumbing to weakness and neglect. For Donna Maria and the family, this was the irrefutable proof that something was terribly wrong. Jeff would have moved mountains for his pets. He'd never abandoned them, not even in his darkest hour. Those text messages, they were fabrications, sent by an imposter. The realization hit like a wave, turning worry into panic. On January 27, 2023, the family officially reported Jeff missing to the police, urging them to investigate with urgency. As authorities stepped in, the case transformed from a simple disappearance into a web of suspicion. Investigators began tracing the phone signals, interviewing contacts and uncovering inconsistencies. The shadows were lengthening, hinting at a darkness far beyond what anyone had imagined. What started as a dream opportunity was morphing into a nightmare of deception. With the abandonment of Jeff's dog serving as a glaring red flag, the family's anguish propelled them into relentless action. They refused to let hope fade, organizing searches and alerting media outlets. Donna Maria, drawing on her inner strength, became the voice of the family, pleading for any information that could bring her son home. The police, now fully mobilized, honed in on the fraudulent messages. Who could be behind the impersonation? Digital forensics teams analyzed the texts, noting the unnatural phrasing and timing. Suspicions swiftly converged on Bruno de Souza Rodrigues, the so-called producer who had been Jeff's recent contact. Bruno didn't just know Jeff. He had woven himself into his life, promising the world while harboring ulterior motives. In a bold and suspicious move, Bruno even reached out to the family directly. He called Donna Maria, his tone reassuring as he claimed Jeff was safe in São Paulo, handling some production details with his help. "Don't worry, he's just focused on work," Bruno might have said smoothly, but the facade cracked under scrutiny. Investigators uncovered that Bruno had attempted to sell Jeff's car, a personal vehicle filled with memories, like drives to auditions or trips with his dogs. Why would a true friend dispose of such an item if Jeff was merely away on business? It reeked of opportunism and cover-up. As the probe deepened, another name emerged from the shadows: Gianda Vinicius da Silva Braga. Gianda was linked to Bruno through a tangled network of dubious associations, perhaps previous schemes or shared acquaintances. Piece by piece, the puzzle revealed a chilling narrative. Jeff had been enticed by the fabricated Globo role, a lure designed to exploit his ambitions. Full of optimism, he had met with Bruno. Maybe in a bustling Rio cafe, the aroma of fresh coffee mingling with talks of fame. Handing over the $20,000 felt like a step toward destiny, sealed with trust and a handshake. But reality intruded. Weeks passed without progress on the promised role. Jeff, growing suspicious, might have received a tip from a fellow actor or noticed red flags in Bruno's excuses. Confrontation was inevitable. We can picture the tension. Jeff inviting Bruno to his home for a serious talk, the air thick with betrayal. "Give me back my money. This was all a lie," Jeff could have demanded, his voice firm, eyes searching for remorse. Bruno, trapped by his own greed, saw exposure as ruin. Rather than admit fault, he chose a path of irreversible darkness. The motive boiled down to simple avarice. Bruno had no intention of refunding the money or facing consequences. Instead, he orchestrated a plan to eliminate the threat, enlisting Gianda's help in the aftermath. For the family, the ensuing months were a grueling test of endurance. Donna Maria likely spent countless nights poring over photo albums, reminiscing about Jeff's childhood antics or his proud moments on screen. She prayed fervently, holding on to faith amid the void. Friends and supporters rallied, using social media to amplify Jeff's story. Hashtags spread, posters appeared in Rio neighborhoods and tips trickled in, some false leads, others dead ends. The entertainment community buzzed with whispers. Actors shared cautionary tales of similar scams, though none had escalated to such horror. Jeff's advocacy for animals inspired vigils at shelters where people gathered to honor his compassion. Police work intensified behind the scenes. Detectives traced financial transactions, revealing the money trail from Jeff to Bruno. Phone records painted a timeline of calls and meetings. Witnesses came forward, perhaps neighbors who recalled seeing Bruno at Jeff's house or unusual activity. The investigation led to a rented property in Campo Grande, a quiet suburb in Rio's West Zone. The house was ordinary, with a small backyard that belied its sinister secret. As the calendar flipped from February to March, then into April, public interest waned slightly. But the detectives persisted. They combed through every detail, from security footage to forensic data. Hope for Jeff's safe return dimmed, replaced by a grim resolve to uncover the truth. The family clung to cherished memories. Jeff's infectious laughter at family reunions, his tender care for rescued animals, his unwavering dedication to his craft. He wasn't just an actor. He was a symbol of perseverance and heart. Rumors circulated in industry circles about predatory figures preying on aspiring talents. Jeff's case highlighted vulnerabilities, how desperation for success can blind one to danger. Yet amid the weight, small acts of kindness emerged. Donations to animal charities in Jeff's name, messages of support flooding the family's inbox. It was a testament to the impact he had made. The long-awaited breakthrough arrived on May 22, 2023, almost 4 agonizing months since Jeff's last true communication. Police teams, armed with warrants and determination, converged on the modest house in Campo Grande. The air was heavy with anticipation as they began excavating the backyard under the relentless Brazilian sun. What they uncovered was a scene straight from a nightmare. Buried 2 meters deep, a wooden chest that belonged to Jeff himself. Perhaps once used to store scripts or mementos from his career, the trunk had been deliberately encased in a thick slab of concrete, a crude but calculated effort to bury the evidence and thwart discovery. Breaking through, investigators found the remains of Jeff Machado. Fingerprint analysis left no doubt it was him. The revelation sent shockwaves across Brazil, dominating news cycles and eliciting collective grief. The autopsy report detailed the brutality with clinical precision, yet it couldn't capture the human horror. Jeff had been drugged first, likely slipped something to render him defenseless and disoriented. Then in his own home, a place of comfort and creativity, he was strangled with a common telephone cord, the life squeezed out of him in a moment of ultimate betrayal. One can only ponder the fear in those final seconds, the confusion of a friend turning foe in the sanctuary of his living room. Post-mortem, the perpetrators had callously placed his body in the chest, transporting it to Gianda's rental property for concealment. The burial was methodical, aimed at erasing all traces. Gianda, when confronted with the evidence, cracked under pressure. He admitted to assisting in the disposal and cover-up, but insisted Bruno was the architect and executor of the murder. "I helped hide it, but he did the deed," Gianda claimed, perhaps in a bid for leniency. Bruno, sensing the noose tightening, went on the run. For weeks he evaded authorities, possibly moving between safe houses or relying on accomplices. His conscience, if he had one, plagued by the weight of his actions. But justice has a way of prevailing. In June 2023 he was apprehended, bringing a measure of relief to the tormented family. The public prosecutor's office wasted no time in filing charges: aggravated murder, compounded by the trivial motive of financial gain, the victim's inability to defend himself, and the deliberate concealment of the body. It was a crime born of cold calculation, all to safeguard a scam and retain ill-gotten money. The legal proceedings unfolded with meticulous detail, prosecutors building a case around digital trails, witness statements and physical evidence. As the full story broke, Brazil was captivated and horrified. Headlines screamed of the actor's tragic end, sparking discussions on social media and TV panels. Jeff's case became a cautionary emblem, exposing the underbelly of the entertainment world, where predators lurk amid promises. His family, though devastated, found strength in unity. Donna Maria, in poignant interviews, shared glimpses of Jeff's vibrant spirit, how he could brighten any room with his humor, his unwavering support for the vulnerable, and his artistic fire that burned brightly. Communities responded with tributes, memorials in Rio parks, where candles flickered alongside photos of Jeff and his dogs. Animal rights groups amplified his legacy, launching campaigns in his honor. The outpouring underscored that Jeff's life, though cut short, had left an indelible mark. In the wake of the discovery, the investigation wrapped up key loose ends. But for Jeff's loved ones, closure remains an ongoing journey. The case is officially closed, yet the emotional scars linger, a daily reminder of loss. Bruno and Janda now face the full weight of the judicial system, their trials pending as courts deliberate their fates. The family, resilient amid grief, continues to advocate for justice, ensuring every detail is scrutinized. Reflecting on Jeff Machado's life reveals a man far greater than his tragic fate. He was a beacon of kindness in an often harsh world, a son who never forgot his roots, calling home with stories that made his mother smile. As an actor, he brought characters to life with nuance, drawing from his own empathetic nature. His love for animals was profound. Beyond his setters, he might have dreamed of establishing a sanctuary, a place where strays could find the safety he cherished. In quieter reflections, Jeff perhaps envisioned a future of acclaim, starring in blockbuster soaps, gracing red carpets under flashing lights, and using his platform to champion causes. His story now serves as a powerful lesson. In chasing dreams, discernment is key. Trust should be built on actions, not words, and opportunities must be vetted against potential risks. Greed's destructive power is evident, but so is the enduring strength of love and community. This narrative also highlights broader issues, the vulnerabilities in creative industries, the importance of vigilance against scams, and the need for support systems for artists. Jeff's memory inspires acts of goodness, adoptions in his name, awareness drives, and a collective resolve to protect one another. Thank you for joining us on this extended exploration. If this story moved you, like, share, and subscribe for more in-depth real tales that honor the human spirit. Until next time, stay vigilant, cherish your dreams, and hold your loved ones close. Dream boldly, but always wisely.